The Kansas City Chiefs just got a massive update on DJ Humphries. He might be your new starting left tackle. And we're also going to talk about Wanya Morris and his historically bad performance against the Raiders on Black Friday. But before we go any further, guys, you are listening to the KC Sports Report. I am Michael Darcy. I'm a local Kansas City-based content creator covering this Chiefs team on a daily basis. And the best thing you guys can do to show support of this channel is by hitting the like button on this video and subscribing for more daily Chiefs coverage. We are going to talk about Wanya Morris first. We all know that he struggled against a bad Raiders defensive line. Now, outside of Max Crosby, they don't really have anybody else. You saw Chasen really get to Mahomes, and Max Crosby made Mahomes just absolutely sweat the entire game, but I expected Max Crosby to have that impact. What I didn't expect was the other players on that Raiders defensive line to cook Wanya Morris. Wanya Morris was a revolving door at left tackle, and he may have had one of the worst performances for the Chiefs in the last 5 years. This stat from Nick Jacobs, per Next Gen Stats on their Prime Vision broadcast, the most pressures allowed by a Chiefs left tackle in a single game since 2018. Eric Fisher had the most in 2020 with 14, which goodness gracious, that's a lot. Wanya Morris had the second most in 2023 with 12 pressures, and then the third spot was that Black Friday performance against the Raiders where Wanya Morris allowed 11 pressures. 11 pressures, and he got benched halfway through this game. So if he didn't get benched and the Chiefs left him in at left tackle, he would have broken the record because he could not stop a single player on that Raiders defensive line. I think that Wanya Morris probably would have struggled to stop a good college rusher on that day, but help is on the way. The Chiefs are getting some good reinforcements in DJ Humphries. We're going to break down that update in a minute. But one more thing about Wanya Morris, and I mentioned it in yesterday's video, he responded to being benched very well. A lot of players would kind of hang their head and give up and have a frustrated attitude. Reporters asked him after the game, his mindset, what he needs to do to get better, how he was feeling after a performance that was historically bad, and this is what he said.
Hey man, excuses just wasn't there today. I have to be better. Things won't always go your way, but it's how you respond. So I can either lay down or I can get up, go back in there Monday and learn with something new, get better. So that's what I'm doing, go get better.
Listen, Wanya Morris did not play well, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that. He was historically bad, like I've been saying, but to have that attitude, to have that mentality after having one of the worst games that a Chiefs tackle has had in years, I think that is encouraging. The Chiefs might have something in Wanya Morris for the future, but that is not right now. The Chiefs were just dead set on getting him out of the game yesterday. You saw them move Joe Thuney to left tackle, and they put in Mike Caliendo at left guard because they had seen enough of Wanya Morris at left tackle. So maybe he's a piece for the future, but he is not a piece for right now. The piece right now is veteran left tackle DJ Humphries. The Chiefs brought in DJ Humphries about a week ago, and he is already in the conversation to be this team's starting left tackle. Life comes at you quickly in the NFL, and the Chiefs might make a huge move to this offensive line, and they might do it this week. According to Nate Taylor of The Athletic, again, he is one of the very best beat reporters that we have covering this Chiefs team, DJ Humphries is expected to be fast-tracked into the lineup and anticipated to start at left tackle for the Chiefs against the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Again, this is according to Nate Taylor of The Athletic, and this kind of fits everything else that I've been seeing. I think that DJ Humphries will be the starting left tackle for this Chiefs team on December 8th against the Chargers on Sunday Night Football, which is fantastic because if this game against the Raiders taught you anything, it's that the Chiefs need to find some solution to their offensive line problems. And while I don't think that DJ Humphries is going to be an all-pro or even a Pro Bowler at the position, he is going to offer more stability than Wanya Morris. And there's a reason why Brett Veach signed him so quickly. Once DJ Humphries got medically cleared, he was in a Chiefs uniform 8 hours later. And if that just goes to show you how much the front office and Brett Veach didn't trust Wanya Morris, I don't know what to tell you. They clearly thought that DJ Humphries could be a better option. They went out, they picked him up, and he is going to be the starting left tackle for this team under 2 weeks after being signed, which is a massive thing, and I do think that he is going to make your offensive line overall better. Now, I know that a lot of people have gotten on Patrick Mahomes for struggling in the past couple weeks. I mentioned in yesterday's video how he has been sacked 10 times over the past 2 weeks by the Carolina Panthers, who had one of the worst defensive lines in football, and the Las Vegas Raiders, who, outside of Max Crosby, don't really have anybody else that is capable of doing that kind of damage on their defensive line. The Chiefs have not done a good job of protecting Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs were able to squeak out a pretty ugly win against the Raiders, on Black Friday. But the main reason why this game was so close is because Patrick Mahomes did not have the time to sit back in the pocket and find his wide receivers. And even when he did find his receivers, they dropped the football. DeAndre Hopkins dropped the ball. Travis Kelce and Noah Gray both dropped passes, and it just felt like this Chiefs team could not help Mahomes out. And you saw later in that game, the play that Wanya Morris got benched right after, when Mahomes was in the red zone, he ended up getting sacked by a Raiders player. He freaked out. You could kind of see that all of the emotion and all of that anger and frustration overflowed in this one moment where Patrick Mahomes lost it on Andy Reid, and they benched Wanya Morris directly after. And I think that if DJ Humphries was eligible to play in that game, he would have been coming off the sideline, and he could have played right then and there. But obviously, he was not ready to start for this Chiefs team. But I think that we are going to see much needed improvement at that position this week against the Chargers. I do believe in the offensive line, especially with DJ Humphries being the new starter. This team should be able to give Mahomes more time because, for all of the offensive criticism this year, for the Xavier Worthy drop passes and that connection not being there for Mahomes and Worthy, and the receivers dropping passes and Mahomes not looking like the MVP that we know he is, we're not talking enough about how the offensive line has given Mahomes virtually no time to throw. He was pressured on every single down, seemingly every single down, against the Raiders. You can't expect him to sit back there and work with that when he's got 2.5 seconds to throw. He can't find his receivers. And even when he was finding his receivers, they were dropping the football. So Wanya Morris wasn't the answer. Again, 11 pressures before he got benched is the third most in the last 5 seasons for the Chiefs. It was a good thing that they did bench him. And it was a great thing that they, signed DJ Humphries a week and a half ago. Because if they didn't have DJ Humphries right now, we would be in a lot of trouble. That's the best PG way of putting that. The Chiefs would be, virtually done if they did not have DJ Humphries on this team. So hopefully he can kind of come in and anchor down that left side of the line. He's going to offer that veteran presence. And I also think that when you add that guy to the left side, it's going to take less pressure, or I guess take more pressure off of Joe Thuney and, your center Creed Humphrey, who have been having to pull over to that left side to help pass protect. Like, it has been so bad for Wanya Morris that Joe Thuney has been virtually moved over to play 2 positions at once to kind of pick up some of the slack that Wanya Morris has been leaving behind. So I don't think you have to worry about that anymore with DJ Humphries as the starter. But Chiefs Kingdom, I want to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. Are you excited that DJ Humphries is going to start December 8th against the Chargers? What do you think of Wanya Morris? Do you think the Chiefs have something with him, or is it something that they shouldn't even look into in future seasons? Basically, that we've seen enough with Wanya Morris. I don't care what happens to him. But I also think that you saw with that post-game presser that he's got the attitude and the work ethic to be a productive player at some point with the Chiefs. That point is just not right now. So Chiefs Kingdom, that is all I have for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe for more of the best Chiefs content on YouTube. I've been on this channel each and every single day, giving you guys content, and the best thing you guys can do to support me is by hitting the like button on this video and subscribing for more daily Chiefs coverage. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and as always, go Chiefs.